Behind me is the No Man's Land Museum here in Goodwell, Oklahoma. I'm very fascinated with the whole No Man's Land history. And I've got an interview with a couple of people that help with the museum here. So let's go inside and learn a little bit more about No Man's Land and check out the museum.
Everybody who was here before it was platted were squatters because essentially they had no legal claim to any specific plot of land. And once they surveyed it and divided things out into 160-acre parcels, then settlers were able to file a claim on each individual 160 acres.
There were a lot of big cattle corporations throughout the area. Once they left and moved up to usually Wyoming, Montana, up in there, everybody that was left was a very small business.
Diamond in the middle as the largest settlement of what was then, before statehood, all three counties were called Beaver County. The Beaver River now runs through Texas Town. And then once everything was getting set up for statehood, they decided that one big county needed to be divided into three, and so it was turned into Cimarron, Texas County, and Beaver County.
The railroad is the reason that everything is centered in Texas County. It started up in Liberal and came through entirely in Texas County. And of course, there were small settlements throughout this area. And today, all those settlements, they either moved to the railroad or they just went belly up. So everything left today is because of the railroad. And there's actually a pretty well-known in this area fight between Beaver City, which at the time when it started was of course that's the next county over, but they got into a fight because the railroad came through and excluded the county seat from the railroad. And they actually built their own line for a few miles till they got somebody to take it over because they knew that they were going to die. The county seat was going to die if they didn't have a railroad.
Successful farmers were able to buy up the land around their claims and increase the size of their farms greatly.
It started out as large ranches, corporations. And as I mentioned earlier, they left. But as the smaller homesteaders started to move in, of course, they're encouraged to improve the land on 180 acres. So you had all these small farms everywhere. And not cattle ranching, but farmers. They plowed up everything. Almost all of this land around here was plowed up. And then, of course, the Dust Bowl came, the winds picked up, and there were other things that led to it, the lack of rain. When it was all over, we went back to a mix. We were encouraged to abandon land that wasn't quite suitable, and went back to a mix of ranching and farming.
I saw the smaller ones just disappeared essentially after the Dust Bowl. My great-great-grandparents on my mother's side, they purchased a relinquishment. In other words, a claim that somebody gave up or didn't follow through with. They did that in about 1905, and it was very near a small settlement that no longer exists. It was called Sledgeville.
I always point out to people that come in, school children, usually, that we have a necklace over there in the corner cabinet over there. I can show you. It looks really pretty. It's kind of a pink and brown beads. And then there's these white beads in between, look like the three-corner beads that they would sell. Only they're vertebrae of a bull snake. And to me, it signifies that women came out into this area with very little access to the finer things of life, but this woman managed to see the beauty in that small bull snake vertebrae.
It's going to depend long term on water and being able to supply the crops and the hog farms with adequate water, because the Ogallala aquifer has been diminished considerably over the last 100 years. I hope that some alternatives are found whenever that does happen, that will allow the area to continue to be prosperous. One thing that I think is notable is the fact that the efforts and interests of that man pictured there, Edward Tyndall Guyman, he's the one who founded the Star Mercantile, Star Lumber, and I think it was, I don't remember what the initial name of the bank was that he founded, but he started all these businesses, of course, to make him fill his pockets, but at the same time supply the settlers with all their needs. And if he hadn't done that at the critical time that he did before 1920, I think it would, the story might have been a little bit different.
For me, it's the people and the diversity of people. We have a very diverse population. Everywhere from, really, we were started by Hispanics. The first Hispanics in this area were over in Cimarron County, coming up the Santa Fe Trail. And then you have waves of different types of people coming in. We're open from 10 until noon and 1 until 4 on Tuesday through Saturday. It's kind of a come and browse. We do have good archives where you can do historical research.
Sue's put together a really neat little scavenger hunt on a sheet of paper that people can pick up at the front entrance, and you can go around and try to find these different items and mark them off one by one. How many are on those sheets?
Well, 25 different objects, but all the sheets aren't the same.
Yeah, they're not all the same, and all the items are spread throughout every room in the museum, so it makes it even more interesting, especially for kids.
Thanks a lot to Sue and Chris for taking some time out of their day to help teach me a little bit more about No Man's Land. Very fascinating place. The museum is really nice. It's much bigger than you would expect. It's bigger than kind of like a normal county museum. So highly recommended to come to Goodwell, Oklahoma and check it out. It's free. You know, drop a little donation in there, buy a book. Yeah, it's really cool that these kind of, museums are out there. And hopefully if you're ever in the vicinity of Texas County, you can come on by and check out the No Man's Land Museum. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. These are new videos on Tuesday. We're calling them off the grid because they're a little bit off the grid from the normal Thursday and Sunday videos. So on Tuesday, there'll always be something a little bit different, a little bit random. You'll never know. Maybe an interview, maybe some sort of related travel video, but certainly different from Thursday and Sunday. So thank you for watching here on Tuesday. Some new things on the website. We have offered memberships now, and we've had a lot of people sign up to become executive producers, and supporters, different levels, different tiers to support the channel. And with each tier, there are more and more perks. So thank you for those who have become members, and hopefully we'll see more of you in the behind the scenes section of our membership. Also on my website, I have lots of new stuff. I have new merchandise available, some Ghost Town shirts, some Death Go Round shirts that are very popular right now. The newsletter I send out about every 3 weeks. It's totally free, so sign up for my newsletter. And I have a new section on there of Google Map, where I have dropped a pin in every place that I've done a video about. And if you click on that link, you can find the videos about those areas. So that one is new to the website, and hope you guys like that one. Once again, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you either now on Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday.